The switch, Nick Jackson and Tony, that potentially could be disruptive to the AEW World Tag Team Championship match at Revolution. We'll talk more about that in a moment. The German suplex nearly out of his shoes.
And down goes Lee Johnson. Pick up. Yeah, I looked at one more on Lee Johnson. Let's talk about the story of the Bucks. Of course, loving pro wrestling, wrestling in their backyard, being such a good name here in Southern California. Excalibur, you know so well.
I caught so many of their matches early on in their career, and then again, here over the last nearly 7 years in AEW, and they have seemingly, wait a second, play Christian through the ropes. I was going to say, Young Bucks, a return to form in terms of their quality as a tag team. Now the swirl, giving the Bucks just about everything they can handle.
Great body control by not only Blake Christian over the top, but Lee Johnson as well.
Now, Nick Jackson returned to the ring. Right, jawbreaker. And super kick blocked, intercepted. And the swirl return to fire with one of their own.
Look at this.
Super kicks all around.
All over the place. And
Blake Christian left his head exposed.
boy, did he ever. And he almost had it knocked off. Look at this. Different levels that time by Nick Jackson. Like you said, super kicks all around. And this Southern California crowd loves the Bucks.
But this past Wednesday night, we saw FTR, Dax and Cash each get a super kick, and then Stokely Hathaway, hopefully he's on the injured list for approximately 999 more years after his super kick.
That was so satisfying. Time back. The Young Bucks. The Smash Tag Team Match continues. Stay with us on TNT and HBO Max.
At Burger King, you're the slip.
Continues between the Bucks and the Swirl. And
Lee Johnson, Blake Christian doing a fantastic job of taking the fight to the men who will challenge for the AEW World Tag Team Championship at Revolution on March 15th. Could be an upset here, Tommy.
1, 2, save that time by Nick. Nick's in trouble here at Excalibur.
Matt Jackson has been on the receiving end of the offensive flurry by the Swirl for the last few minutes. And if Nick Jackson didn't intervene, I'm not sure Matt would have picked out.
Yeah, I agree with that. Ready to see the World Tag Team Championship coming up at Revolution. But don't forget, FTR later on tonight has their eliminator match against the Rascals that was just signed by Tony Khan. There you see it, coming up tonight. If the Rascals can win, they will get a World Tag Team title shot.
It could mean that you might have the Young Bucks versus the Rascals at Revolution.
Yeah, eventually it could. Let's see if that transpires. Trying to Northern Lights, trying to make his way there. Nice job, Lee Johnson. Cutting off Nick. Matt Jackson. What an effort. As Taz would say, pump those hips.
Matt Jackson, the path is clear. Nick Jackson getting this great crowd fired up.
And Nick's coming up the top with Nick. And he is on fire.
A series of right hands for Christian, a series of right hands for Johnson. But Lee Johnson put to the midsection.
Gotta telegraph that double accent on that. And did Nick and Nick. Hooks on.
Meeting of the minds there between Blake Christian and Lee Johnson.
And the old double coconuts up on top.
Nick Jackson had to reach for it, but he got it. Taking down the Swirl 2-for-1.
Gonna bring Matt back in, but you can see Matt is still hurting, but he's gonna come back in after the tag. Nick flies on the outside. Matt pick up. And a kick at the same time. And they're hanging Blake Christian out the drop. Drop 1, 2, and a save by Lee Johnson. Amazing what the Bucks can do. But they have been pushed here. I don't think there's any question about that. And they realize it. Matt is still hurting, holding on to his neck. Is trapezius on the right side. 1, 2, 3. Counting for the super kick that missed.
Great evasion there by Lee Johnson. A nice double hook. Like Christian spear the midsection.
And now what's Lee going to do? He's telling him clear out. Nope. He's directing traffic. There goes Blake Christian. Here comes Lee up on top. Crossbody. An assisted crossbody that time.
And the reverse DDT from Blake Christian. Tag team offense by the Swirl.
Swirl looking great.
And Tony, in the past, this may have been something that they were lacking, but they seem to have made up for it. Perhaps thanks in large part to the leadership of Jay Lethal.
Yeah, I agree with that, Excalibur. You are right. And that pushed Lee Johnson into the corner. Let's see. Dangerously up on top.
A super hurricane run out of Nick Jackson.
Could be a doomsday device. Maybe I'm not sure. On top.
And the Swirl planted on top of one another.
BT Smith. Ja!